Hi everyone, welcome back to the Chess Corner 64. Coach Tisoy here. Hope you guys are having a great day. And in today's video, we will continue our study about the endgames. Before we dive straight into our lesson for today guys, I'd like to give way first to the puzzle that I kept you guys hanging on my last video. This is the position on the board. As I was saying, now I am going to reveal the solution, which is we shall now move on to our main lesson for today, in which I will continue to cover the rook endings and examine more practical positions. As I mentioned on our last video, a slight positioning of the pieces can make a great difference between winning and losing in a typical rook ending like this. We'll try to understand this much better. Here, although white's position here looks more favorable, the game is nevertheless drawn. Let's see. The rook harassed the king with checks, then returned to a file, securing the draw. In this position, if we put the white rook on c4 instead of c3, white can win. Observe one more time. Now, white wins with rook a4. Here we apply the same Lucena position idea called building a bridge method. Our next position is give importance for other positions, and so it should be studied thoroughly. White to move wins, but only after overcoming a number of technical difficulties. Let's see. Now, if black's king was on d7, the win could be more simpler. Let's see. And the king approaches the rook, after which a8 will queen. With black's king on d6, this march of the king does not work. Now let's get back to the main line. If now king e8, then rook h8 check, king f7, rook h7 check, white will lose the pawn. So, rook b6, king c5, rook c6 check, king b5. If king d5, rook a6, rook h8 check, king c7, rook a8, and then king b7 wins. Let us continue. And wins. On the basis of this analysis, guys, the solution for our next example is not difficult to solve. We come again to this position. Now, white play will move rook h2, king e7, rook h8, king d6, rook b8, and the rest is simple as our previous positions. Our next position, guys, is a position that appears often in practice. To win, white needs to free his rook with check on the black king, but this cannot be done since meanwhile, black's king should not leave g7 and h7. If the king attempt to play king f7, this is a blunder. Then rook h8, rook takes a7, rook h8 check is suicide. We come now to another interesting method of defense, which is our main lesson for today, and in which I personally fond of calling the shadow boxing method. This is a tricky and interesting line which is undoubtedly useful for my students to know. Let me show you this idea. We have already learned that in order to win, white needs to free his rook with check. But here we will not allow that to happen by hiding our black's king in the shadow of the opponent's king all the time. Here at this point, the pawn sacrifice rook c8, rook takes a7 check, king b8 check, king b6 does not work. Let's go back. Here in this position, black should not quit the fourth rank with his king because it will lead to his defeat. Let me show you what can happen. Here is one more curious positions where black saves the game by hiding his king in the shadow of his own rook. Black to move here and played. One of the key moves, guys. In stepping into the shadow, you should remember that black's king must leave the g6 square free for the rook, so it can use the third rank to harass the opponent's king. King g4. This is a star move, the move that we need to play. We should always stay within the shadow to prevent white's rook from checking. Here, white is unable to improve his position and the game is drawn. Let us summarize the lessons that we learned today. Number 1. Slight positioning of the pieces can make great difference between winning and losing in typical rook endings. Number 2, endgame ideas, principles are a useful tools in pattern position recognition. It will guide when you are planning your endgame play. And number 4, shadow boxing, a defensive technique that students should know. Before we call it a day, here's another puzzle. Please do not use your engines but solve this one on your own. I promise to reveal the solution on my next video. Okay guys, hope you like this video. Hope this is informative. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, like this video for more videos to come. This is your coach Tisoy, signing off.